Hey everyone, welcome back to another live streaming of my channel. Nico here, playing under the name of Sangruten in Dune Imperium, and this is another attempt at reaching top 100. We already reached Master, which was our main objective, and now we obviously would like to reach top 100. We are right now top 106, I think, so not too far away, and very good news is we start as player 2 here, which is, as you might know, my definite favorite way of starting, and we have very good cards here. I'm super interested in that. Might be a game for Paul here. I think we could go for Paul, maybe trying to get an early expensive card, maybe power play, maybe Gurney, depending on what is left when our turn comes. But I really like that. Let's hope we have a balanced hand, because that obviously changes a lot. Let's hope our first hand contains maybe one faction space, at least one yellow space. Ideally the signet ring could be one of those yellow space accesses, but maybe not both faction spaces would be ideal. Basically that's all I'm asking for, is not both faction spaces and at least one yellow space to take advantage of smuggling if player 1 does not go there. And let's see. Let me actually open the chat as well. I'm not that used with lives yet, so please bear with me in case I'm missing anything. Let me quickly open it here. So yes, that first hand is not exactly what we hoped for, but at least I won't complain too much, because that means at least smuggling is open. Because if we were to go to fold space only, I mean basically if smuggling was open and not fold space, the opposite, sorry, I would not have been that happy, because we would not be able to go to fold space. Given smuggling is open, I don't mind it that much. And where I'm not going to complain too much about that hand neither is we have both our convincing arguments, which is very nice for us to hope for something good here. Fact that Seek Allies is the next card we draw is not ideal. We might want to draw 2 from Arakin. Could that help us? Not really. 5 persuasion is enough for whatever is here. Actually, maybe for Gurney. Let's see what we prefer, or what comes our way. We will certainly get involved in that conflict, because being second or third would mean we most likely will be able to get an early Swordmaster next round. And that's probably one more reason we don't want to go to... Oh wait, no. We don't have any yellow accesses here. We had them all here. This is actually not great. This means we can't go back to smuggling next round, so I might have talked a bit too quickly when saying we had a good hand. It is indeed not very balanced, so maybe we go to Arakin right now to get 2 cards out of here, and hopefully get again either Dune or Signet Ring next round. I think it's the only thing we can do right now to try and still get an early Swordmaster next round. Let's take that out, and the dagger here. We could actually also fight for first place, because then recalling means we get 5 from here, we get at 6, and then we have diplomacy there, so we could go to wealth first thing. Yeah, that could be a safer way actually. Let's send in 3 troops then. Or we could be greedy and take it up and bet on the fact that out of the 2 cards that we don't know will be drawing, there could be yellow space. We have 3 of those right now out of 7. So it's a bit of a bet. We will buy something else here, at least 1 card, so we will dilute it because most likely we don't go for Chani, we would rather go for power play at 5. And if we go for 3 cost cards, then obviously none of them have yellow spaces neither. Arrakis Liaison, obviously not. So, not exactly sure if we should be greedy in that. I mean, that's only if we win the conflict anyways, but it seems well on track for that. We have again a bit of a nice story here. Paul fighting his dad, fighting his natural enemy Beast from the Harkonnen family. So it is a very, how would you say that, thematic battle here. Just Ariana, I have actually no clue where she stands in that universe. I have watched the movies but never read the book, so sorry if I'm a bit newbie about the whole family concept, but Torvald, I'm not quite sure which of the families and where they stand. Beast fighting us probably means he's got the dagger, so this means we will probably need to rely on hopefully get a yellow space next round for an early Swordmaster. Power play, no questions asked. Oh, he even has 2 daggers, so that's probably why he decided to save a troop and bet on the fact we did not have both daggers in hand. Which was a risky bet on one hand, because we still drew 2 out of our remaining 5 cards. But it worked for him. So now we really need to hope for a favorable draw. And it is awesome. This is really, can be game changing, to be honest. In my opinion, getting the Swordmaster round or 2 early can really change a lot. Next is a convincing argument. Always good to know what we could draw next, potentially with a reconnaissance to Arakin. Obviously, first things first is for sure dagger to Swordmaster. I haven't emphasized that enough. But Peter de Vries could be very nice with 3 persuasion. Gurney Halleck, very powerful and still 2 persuasion, so it is a very versatile card. So we could go fish for that convincing argument with our 3rd agent if Arakin is still open. We could also just get our influence started, because obviously we have ignored a bit the faction track up to now. And that might be a bit of a sounder play, actually. Yeah, could take Guild Chief Administrator for 4. And I feel like between 4 and 5 there is a huge gap here on the Imperium row, because I much prefer Chani and Peter de Vries over the Guild Chief Administrator. And if that means maybe giving up on one influence early now, we might just do it. It could also mean we can just get involved in the conflict, maybe fight for... No, we don't have any daggers, so for 2 Solari we would need to put in 2 troops. No, I think that's a bit too expensive. So that's not really worth it in my opinion. We need to keep an eye out on the text, because Holtzmann engine, for instance, would be very valuable as Paul. This is something that I feel has a very strong synergy. That's why I would also like to avoid cards like Guild Chief Administrator, because I want to focus on high persuasion cards. So Arakin is taken. That takes away our choice, actually. I mean, now we could do Dune to Impel Bassin, but I very much prefer using diplomacy in that case, so makes the decision a bit easier for us. We could go to full space, or to still suits are our 2 options. I think I prefer full space early now to just... Actually, I'm not sure, because I see that spice piling up. I see no one has even 1 water, so we could get an advantage there. Quite like that, actually, over full space. Then again, no one has access there. What is our next hand? We could use power play to fold space if it's open by then. So yes, let's take water first. Or actually, wait, I forgot. Did we have? Yes, we have a Dune the Desert Planet, so we could pick up that spice. Let us then indeed prepare for that rather. And we obviously won't deploy anything. Fighting for Swordmaster money here. We got ours early, so we can afford not getting involved there. Peter de Vries is gone anyway, so we wouldn't have been able to catch him. Probably Gurney is gone now as well. I don't see exactly what he would be hesitating about. Such a strong card. Yeah, I feel that is maybe not the best choice here. Especially as Beast, you kind of want to be quite combat focused, and what is better than Gurney Halleck in that setup? I am not quite sure. So I know I said I want to focus on high persuasion, but I feel like Truesayer still achieves that, because playing it allows to cycle a card. So still achieving that objective of potentially reaching 4 Spiceless Flows, and it has very nice faction accesses, so I feel like I'm gonna take it there. So now 2 of them have Soulmaster money. Beast will have priority, but that doesn't mean he necessarily goes there. We will see that quite soon. On our side, ideally power play to full space if it's open would be quite nice. but I was suspecting Lito doing that. Obviously it gives him shipping access first, so he won't say no to that. I wouldn't mind trying to fight for that if no one goes all in there. Everyone is quite low in terms of garrison except Beast. Beast is obviously the most serious fighter usually, so let's not discount him. So I don't think we want to go early there. But we could do power play to still suits, get an option on this alliance. Because I'm not a big fan of revealing power play. There is literally nothing to reveal, meaning you throw it and expect to pick it up back at some other point in the future. Obviously I would have preferred using it on fault space there. Or can we make a play for a Hayliner actually? I mean, it is a bit crazy round 3. But if we get that spice... No, we don't have any other way of getting spice. What do we discard here? Definitely not Dune. Maybe the dagger. Maybe it is an option to just discard power play and look to use it at some other point. Because here we lose a reveal then anyway, so why not losing the one that we don't really see a full use for? Yeah, let's maybe do that. Let's discard power play and keep the dagger maybe for a Landsrat play here. Menta or tech negotiation after picking up 5 spies, we could afford any of those. No one is close to water, so we can probably wait on that. Maybe Seek Allies to still suits could still be a good play for us. Getting that point, getting access to Siege Tab. I quite like that. Let's do that first. There could be a small chance that Beast has a Peddler, but it's, I mean, it is quite improbable, unlikely. So let's bet on that and first take that Fremen friendship with Seek Allies. We could, going to the Menta would mean we mix our deck into this, meaning we leave out 3 of those cards that are usually not the most useful ones. So we could do Dagger to Menta. Although it doesn't mean much more in terms of what we can afford here. And Menta is gone, so that will not be an option for us. What is Beast doing? Hardy Warrior, so he spent his water, which makes it certain that Great Flat will be ours. But that also means Beast probably will go for the conflict. I mean, for the victory point there, for the win in that conflict, should I say. So, if we want to be sure to be able to play dagger, we should play it now to take negotiation, actually. But the thing is, that means we can't buy anything from there. Do we want to buy anything? Buy satellites could be not too bad for us. Could be a VP at the end for 3 points if we want, I mean for 3 spies, or could allow us not to focus at all on Bene Gesserit and Emperor. Other thing I like is kind of means Beast has to work his points here because he's a usual candidate at just focusing one alliance for his signet and leaving the rest at 0. So let's try this play. I feel like we have a bit more upside here. Can pick up that spice, send in 1 troop because Ariana is not gonna be involved in there, or very unlikely. So we should pick at least 1 water from that, bringing us back to 2 water, which is useful for obviously research station and Great Flat. Interestingly, Lito ended up not going to shipping, despite being able to do so and working on that at the start of the round. Did he actually just trash? I mean, I know he discarded a Dune when Test of Humanity came up. Did he do that a bit by mistake? And no, he had signaturing, so he could have technically gone there anyways. Not sure then to understand that play, because he won't have. I mean, he might feel that he's gonna have it forever, or like for a couple of rounds, but we can be quite quick at getting it with a power play. Oh, the Chom directorship, that would be amazing, but quite far from us currently. Should we just go for a wind traps for water? I'm not sure. Spy satellites could still be better. Let's take spy satellites. I feel like it is an insurance against lack of influence, let's say. We will just get 1 water, but that is fine. We didn't commit too much in there, just 1 little troop. What popped up instead of the spy satellites? We picked training drones. Alright. So we will reveal for not much. Let's focus persuasion. I'm not really interested in the hunter there. So, Beast taking a bit of an early lead thanks to this conflict. And already 2 influence tracks actually up there. Yes, the Freeman and the Emperor. So he's at 4 total influence. We have the power play, so that's good news. If Fold Space is open, that would be a nice one. Or we can also snatch an alliance, which technically is better for a power play. And we could actually get involved in that conflict, and everyone is at 0, so could make sense. Then again, I quite like also being able to just go once to 4 space to get the friendship and be able to go to shipping from there. Yeah, I think we will do that. I think this will make a lot of sense for us because we play before Lito, so we can deny him more often than not. We have 2 water. We could actually go for the Chome directorship on the side. That would give us a very healthy start to Bene Gesserit and Emperor, as well as an option on 2 alliances. So it is something I would easily consider here. And we know that the next card we draw is already 2 persuasion. So Signet we played, we are at 3, so we know we are at 5, and we draw another 2 cards. It is still a bit risky, because we would need the other convincing argument on top, and not the dagger. So it's not a riskless play. No one has 2 water, so we could also just go first to Arakin if it's open, with the Signet ring, to already draw 2 cards, and then Reconnaissance to Research Station should do it. I don't like that Beast seems to be in a good position to claim another VP from early combat, because that sets him well for the next few rounds. He can focus a bit on influence and get another few easy points on top of those conflict points. Gives him a start that I'm not really comfortable with, but we can't do much anymore. The power play to Hardy Warriors would maybe have allowed us to fight for that, but I feel like shipping... Oh, actually, he let us have shipping here. Let's maybe do shipping first. Let's give up on Arakin for now. And we will then see what our next card is, and if that's also a convincing argument. Oh, actually, yes, right. Signet Ring draws us 1, Reconnaissance would draw us 3, so we could draw 4 cards in total, bringing us that much closer to Chome Directorship. So I think we can try to do both shipping and Research Station afterwards. Ariana seems to have a bit of troubles in terms of connection. Keeps getting kicked and coming back. Let's hope she will be able to be back. Always nicer to play against non-AI players. See what our next card is here. So playing Reconnaissance here would lead us to 4 persuasion, and we would need 4 persuasion out of 3 cards. So knowing we draw this one, so 3 persuasion out of 2 cards, meaning we need the convincing argument, and we need it not to be the dagger, so basically the same as before. Not sure if it's worth the bet, to be honest. Could also go for the Menta, actually. That could help us going there. That could actually help us indeed, making sure we get to that Chom directorship, because I feel it is worth a few agent turns. I mean, right now we would spend 2 Solari on it and 2 water and 1 agent basically. But this saves us basically 4 agent moves on the faction tracks, which is huge. So I do think it's worth going for that. And the strength of a dagger is Leto will reveal before us. And he didn't go for a Swordmaster despite having enough. Interesting. Same from... but that's probably the AI that brought her to smuggling instead of Swordmaster. No, she recalled, right? I'm confused. I'm not sure anymore. I thought she didn't have the money before, but yeah, anyways. For us, the fact that we go first to Menta also delays the research station and makes sure that none of our opponents can get to it. It's quite unlikely Leto can, but with 4 cards, don't know what he bought, but statistically it could be still a possibility. What do we have as tech? Because actually could also go to Dreadnought, but no, I like the Menta play. Convincing argument next. So I think it means we can get it for sure. Oh, that's something I didn't see coming. So indeed he gets to the Chom directorship. Just like that. Ah, that's annoying. That hurts. Yeah, that's huge for him. Now the question is it worth the same trouble for a full-scale assault? I don't think so. Although it is a strong card, but we could also just get involved in the conflict here and get a spice and an intrigue card out of it. This changes a bit everything. Though I'm not a big fan of this hand, so we could just go for full-scale assault. You know what? Let's do it. I think in the end it's still a very good card. It's just a bummer we cannot send just one tiny troop in right now to still get this reward as well, but I feel like we could actually go for a Spice Must Flow now. Right. What do we have left? It's gonna be a horrible hand next round, although we could use it for interstellar shipping, so that's fine. It's round 4. Maybe we ignore the full-scale assault and go for a Spice Must Flow here. I feel like it's early enough for full-scale assault to still make sense for us. Gives us a Dreadnought, is a very powerful card to play on city spaces, I feel like. So I think it's still early enough to justify not going for a Spice Must Flow here. He's taking control of half of the map here. So I think this could be a good round to do shipping and hopefully get the High Council with that shipping money we will get. We could also go for a Chomer key as a side quest, and I don't dislike that. Getting us 2 intrigue cards, a bit of an insurance for the late game. Quite like. And here we see a very nice card popping up, but maybe we don't need it this round. especially given we have the spy satellites as well, we can prioritize an alliance, and we will do so with Fremen here for sure. And we could lock it in with the diplomacy to still suits if it's still open by then. Let's buy that Chomer key. Kinda like that one. Second wave I don't mind. Cull, not a big fan right now, but it could still become useful. What popped up instead? Holtzmann engine. Oh, that is huge. I feel like we want to do something about that, but we can't do much about it right now. Only thing is, I think still should still make sense. It gives us that water that we could use then for maybe a bit of spice. I feel like winning that conflict now gets so much more value because then we get up here, and next round a shipping would give us that bump, but we will be needing 2 spice for that. Because 6 discount 2, gaining 2 from here means we need 2 spice before the end of the round, and this is assuming we win it, so it's a long shot, don't get me wrong, but it is definitely worth fighting for, in my opinion, and we might just give up on the High Council right now. Because yeah, still suits and Dune to Haga Basin would give us the 2 spice for next round, and would allow us to send in all of that. But Ariana played Gurney, so that might just be a big involvement from her. I mean, as big as it can get at this stage of the game, and it is. Let's still do it that way. Oh, it actually also gains us another water here, true. We could even go grab a couple more. Let's for now just send in the Dreadnought, because those 2 we can always send in with our last agent if we see value in it. But that Holtzmann engine should be a priority for us. Beast could get to it, and that worries me a bit, but it's usually not the style, let's say. Beast is usually more combat oriented and does not really seek spice must flow, but I mean, it depends on the player more than the leader, obviously. Let's see, maybe it's still worth for us to already secure the High Council and be a bit more patient with the Holtzmann engine. Or we could go for it, to be honest. Great Flat gives us four spies. Sending in 2 troops should allow us to beat Ariana, depending on what she does with her last agent. And that would mean we can secure it first thing next round, thanks to a shipping. We have enough yellow accesses, right? We actually only have 2. Yeah, let's see. Cost 6, right? Yes, so right now picking up 4 spies. Even if we don't get to win that conflict, it's already a good amount. But Beast obviously has, or can get to it anytime he wants. And that is not really reassuring. We have also 2 daggers, so sending in 2 troops means we're at 7, plus 2 daggers 9. Second wave could bring us to 11, although I would prefer not having to play it at this stage, because we can't deploy anything more. But let's see first what Ariana does, because in the end, we could also go for High Council and then win the conflict, but that means we would be short in spies for our next move on shipping. So no, that's not ideal. I was thinking, yeah, we could send the 2 troops in thanks to second wave, but she seems to fight for the conflict here. She's at 8. Has 1 intrigue card. What is her deck again? Yeah, I understand. She wants to win it for this as well, most likely. Let's have a quick look what she bought in the past to have an idea of, in terms of... Alright, so the last one she revealed bought was a Sardaukar Legion. It is in her deck, so maybe she has it, and that would mean she could reveal more troops from her garrison. None there, so that does not matter. What else did she buy? Gurney she played. This has no dagger. Test of Humanity neither. So, except the daggers, she doesn't have any additional combat power, I think. So we can go for it. I would believe this could work, worst case with second wave, but we will make it happen. Now, the joke would be Beast going for tech negotiation and stealing the Holtzman engine right before our whole plan unravels. But that's obviously a risk we have to take here. Oh no, he does different, he does better. He goes for a win here. Interesting. That is a bit annoying because we can't get to him. We get to 11 maximum, which is not ideal. So we reveal for a grand total of 0 here. But next round should be interesting. Full-scale assault would be played for sure. Hopefully rather on a city space, but I mean we could also make use of a bit of a extra Solari, but wealth is a bit underwhelming, and we obviously have another objective for that spice, so we don't really want to use it on Conspire. So yeah, let's see. Maybe we can use Skull next round for a dagger out. And he's got no dagger. 2 wintry cards though, but had we had 1 troop in here, I would have definitely tried it. I mean, getting that Holtzman engine for certain is, I think, worth sending in and using that entry card, but it won't be the case here. We can't get to him. But that also means that we have a bit of more time because he used his spies, so we're a bit less in a hurry to get there. thing is that Holtzman engine gets less and less value the more we advance in the rounds, especially if we can't buy a Spice Mist for this round. I think we should give up on it, but that will obviously have to be decided this round. Interesting call to go here rather than with the Spacing Guild. Probably plans on going to Highlander back to Highlander, but yeah, interesting. So that definitely means he's not even remotely interested in shipping, which at this stage of the game I can actually understand. Control of all three regions right there. We will go to shipping. We still have a hope for a Holtzman engine. So we want to make it happen that way. I think it's better. But let's see, next round we are last player, so maybe we won't get to use our shipping to get to that Holtzman engine. But this round looks quite good in terms of getting a Spice Must Flow, sorry. True Sayer. We probably discard a Reconnaissance to pick up a Fall Space, and Fall Space can be drawn to get a convincing argument, meaning... Ah no, actually that means we're at 8 again. That is annoying. Maybe True Sayer to Selective Breeding then. Could make sense. And we trash one of those daggers. We might just trash the second dagger with Gull, actually. Or we use True Sayer actually to go to High Council. That would work, yeah. And might be the better play. That might be the better play, yes. Yes, that should work. Means we won't use full-scale assault. Discarding here does not help. But I think we're still good for a Spice Must Flow. Ah, wait, no, because now we can't discard a 1 cost. We need to discard something else. So maybe we should rather go to Selective Breeding with True Sayer. Could make sense. But again, that's another victory point for Beast. Are we really willing to let that happen? And he's gonna have control of all 3, like permanent control after that one. Whereas, can I make something happen maybe with full-scale assault? Let us see. Let's first... So, let's indeed trash a dagger to make sure we don't get that back in our hand. Let's True Say here. We get a bit further from the Holtzman engine, but technically if we get to shipping, we can still have it with 2 spies. So that could happen. Let's first draw a card here. I mean, trash dagger to draw 2 cards. And what do we... Thing is here, we might lose... I mean, we do lose persuasion unless we take Fall Space out. Do we get... What do we get here? We get only 1 persuasion, so that would be 9. Meaning we wouldn't be able to play full-scale assault anyways. So I don't think we want to play to cycle through. Maybe we will use advanced weaponry as is to get 2 dreadnoughts in the conflict with Fall Space. Or we could get the Menta. Do we want our cards to be mixed like this? Maybe not. Okay, Manta is gone. That reduces our options. It's fine. Full-scale assault gives us 2 troops. Arakin would give us another troop. That is 3. Plus sending in 2 dreadnoughts. That's 12. So we could beat Beast. That might be valuable. Maybe more so than a Spice Must Flow right now. I keep getting back and forth between that. Between getting a Spice Must Flow or not. It's already the second time. We kinda are in a position to get one. But that we might choose not to. Actually, we might not need full-scale assault as a play. We could also do false space to Arakin. That would for sure yield us a Spice Must Flow. We take the second dreadnought, so we have 2 dreadnoughts plus 1 troop, so that's 8. And then we get 6 daggers from this, so that's 14. That could work. That could work, and I think that's probably what I would want to do, trying to get both. The Spice Must Flow and the win in this conflict is valuable. Although it means we kind of waste on the false space on a city access, but that's, I mean on a city space, but that's okay. We will have to make it that way if we want. Okay, that's good. We have diplomacy for next round. Quite happy with that. Let's compete. Another Hayliner, how did I not see that coming? But that's a bit crazy. Doing another Hayliner right before round 7. 2 in a row, 5 and 6. Those are still points, I agree, but round 7 and later are worth a bit more in terms of VPs. Ooh, and he's greedy. Does he realize we get to 12? We get to 14 actually with that one. Awesome. So we should still probably win it, maybe with second wave. He's got 3 intrigue cards, so maybe he still beats us, but we are quite in a good position to at least compete with him here. And we will be in front of him, so it will be his turn to first play an intrigue. And if he does, we will quickly see if second wave can do something or not. So that is going to be his choice. So that's a Spice Must Flow for us. Very nice. And no thank you for that bounty hunter. Our Holtzman engine is still there. Let's keep an eye on it. But let's see, since everyone is down there, they might not have a high incentive of going to shipping first thing next round, given it's gonna be a high-stake combat. So I would be hopeful they rather focus on maybe a bit of influence missing, maybe resources to gather for a Hayliner, or anything else like that. What did Lito do? Did he actually choose to? He spent 1 spice to get up here, although he's missing a point here. I am a bit surprised by that one. Did he buy anything that would allow him to sneak in front of us in one shot? Does not seem so. We acquired the power play. Was there a second one? No. Okay. So it seems... Ah, we were the first player. Okay, my bad. Let's see what Beast does. He does have one. I think we play ours. We don't have a high garrison anyways, and we probably won't have one anytime soon. So if it allows us to sneak back in front and win a VP, we take that. We take that every day. We just have to now commit one dreadnought to some other space here. I think we rather want spice ideally. So let's put it on Impel Basin. And that's the conflict, that's a lucky shot. I was hoping for that obviously, but that is a funny and lucky coincidence. But it won't matter that much. I mean, he's got a huge garrison there, so he's for sure gonna focus on combat spaces here. What is his tech again? Is it a holo projector? Okay. Maybe we will rather take the influence with the Fremen rather than... okay, he's got his signaturing still in the discard. He's got 2 cards in his deck, so we're probably quite safe this round. Thing is, our spy satellites, basically either we take now the influence with both missing factions and we spend 3 spies to trash it, or we keep it that way and we have 2 points from the spy satellites. And I think right now priority is probably rather to secure it here, because Leto made a bit of a weird move there. I don't really like the fact that he gets closer to us, knowing that he's got other points to secure. So it seems we are in a position to get the Holtzmann engine, and it does not seem like, or at least not very likely, that the game ends this round. So even if it seems unlikely we can get another Spice Must Flow this round, we can count on next one for that as well. Let's see what our... Does not look very high persuasion there, but could probably still make it work with a high council maybe. Anyways, let's get that behind us. So we need the spice here. We can buy the Holtzmann engine. Oh, Minimic film could have been nice as well. But I feel like we could make it work, this Holtzmann engine. And let's just, yeah, take it there. Truesayer to selective breeding. Oh, we don't have spice. We could get spice from Imperial Basin. But that could, Truesayer to selective breeding could be a way for us to get to a spice must flow this round. Means a bit giving up on the conflict though, but I don't think we have much of a chance there anyways. Alright, yeah, so indeed, Leto seems quite willing to fight us there. Maybe we should just send a diplomacy to Still Suits to make that clear, that it was a wasted 2 moves from him. I mean, this one is not that wasted because he's obviously getting involved in the conflict, but the Signet ability he used last round was a bit too obvious. Everyone fighting hard for that. Thing that Lito doesn't realize neither, and I think that's a bit of a mistake, is chasing me makes him lose opportunities to get points elsewhere, especially, actually he's got 3, the other 3 he can get a VP with his next move. Whereas here, I can freely spend my influence here, because anyways my spy satellites gives me those points, so I don't really care about those. So I don't think it's the right move from him to try and chase us down there, because we don't have anything to lose in doing that. And we could actually, I mean, let's spend our Dreadnought here for sure, and let's see with those 2 units, maybe we still go in with the Dune the Desert Planet to Imperial Basin. Gives us 2 spies. What do we have next round actually? Those 6 cards will come in our next hand. We wouldn't mind actually another water here to get a research station going, but we don't have an access to Siege Tower. We will have it next round though, with the Reconnaissance. And then maybe Signaturing. So the next card we have here is Reconnaissance. We could actually cycle it through right now with Truth Layer. I feel like we could just take it out of there. Yes, I think we can have better cards in hand from there on. Diplomacy typically, Truthsayer, Convincing Argument, they all give us something. Or, I mean, Convincing Argument would be pretty much the same as a Reconnaissance, because then it would force us in playing rather Arrakis Liaison or Full-Scale Assault. But that might be better in the end, Full-Scale Assault instead of Reconnaissance. Being able to play that for a water first could make more sense. So let's do that, and let's go pick up a Intrigue card. I feel like it's better than the Solari. The Solari could give us High Council access, actually. But I feel like this can make sense as well. Especially Finesse. Can we do something about that? Maybe. We'll see. So let's throw away Dune. So now our spy satellites is only worth 1 point from the Emperor. But if we get that one, we could trash spy satellites for 3 spies and then get a victory point out of it. Actually, that means we can't get anything out of that conflict, but anyways, even with 2 more troops, we have 0 daggers, 0. We would have had 0 combat cards, so no regret there. We just lose 1 troop, and we actually get our second Dreadnought back, so next round could be a bit more competitive for us. Oh, did he buy a Spice Must Flow here? Yes. Thankfully he's not winning that conflict, because he would have gotten quite close to it. Ariana seems set for it. Does she have anything worth noting here? I mean, she gets a water, but that's not really that important to us. Do we maybe want to increase a bit the persuasion in our deck with a... Oh, that cheap row, horrible. I think we can take a liaison here, increase a bit our average persuasion for the potential Spice Must Flow, or mandatory Spice Must Flow next round, because that Spice Must Flow will be worth 2 VPs thanks to the Holtzman on engine. Does anyone else have... Except Beast has 1, yes, but other than that... Nobody else has, okay. Just thinking in case we pick up a lucky corner of the market to also anticipate on that. Will she cover ours or beasts? Does not. It could matter for the control bonus if the conflict is around there, and she seems to think quite long about it. She covers beasts. That is good news for us. But I think it's the right call. He's more powerful than us right now in terms of combat force, so... And she aimed right. It's the right one. So... Beast must be fuming 2 times in a row that he loses his control bonus from an opponent's... reset station is already gone from an opponent's dreadnought controlling over his flag, so... Yeah. What can we do here then? It is a bit problematic, to say the least. Probably signaturing to Arakin. Oh no. Oh, that's okay. We can discard Spice's Flow. That's not really a problem actually for our persuasion, although it could become if we get a Trucer and we consider playing it. Spiceman's Flow obviously was a free one to discard in terms of persuasion. But let's not think too much ahead. Let's stay focused on what we want to do right now. And I think signaturing to Arakin is a good start to at least ensure we can draw something from it. And see from there. Alright, so at least we have enough overall persuasion. He takes a second alliance. Yeah, that's dangerous. Actually, Leto could easily compete for the win here as well, potentially. That's 14 on him in terms of power. So I think right now what brings most value to us, it could be twofold actually. Either Dune to Haga Basin, get a bit of spice for a potential tiebreaker, and that's more if we think the game ends up this round. Which it might not. So in that case we could rather do Reconnaissance to Siege Tabr, get a second water for next round, send in a couple more troops so that we can probably, or hopefully, not probably, hopefully win the conflict. And that could make more sense actually. I think I prefer that now thinking about it. What would we have next round? Alright, and what is his deck again? Holo projectors. So can he get another? He could get an easy point here. 2 points here would be 9, but I don't see him getting a Spice Must Flow this round. given he doesn't have enough spice to go to selective breeding. Otherwise, he could have done a bit both at the same time. But in that case, I think if he's not focusing the conflict, I think we win it. If he's not doing anything with those two remaining agents in terms of recruiting more troops. Thanks to our full-scale assault, which is worth 6 in strength, and we have finesse as well that we could use just in case. So yes, he is looking to close a bit those victory points that were hanging for him. That might also just be because he's scared of the game ending now, not necessarily because of him, or not him triggering that endgame, that's what I meant. So Beast used his, whatever the name of that deck is again, to recycle his intrigue cards. Let's hope he didn't get anything too interesting for him. Full space, I mean that's the AI playing seemingly, but it is a bit of a weird one here. So we are at 9. Nothing we can do to... one Solari would have been good for us. We could have then used the liaison for the High Council, which would have done obviously nothing for this round, but just overall it's obviously better. But we don't have a way of doing that, unfortunately, so it is time for a Spice Must Flow. Which means actually, yes, he's rightfully scared of an endgame now, because thanks to that Spice Must Flow, we would trigger the endgame if we win that conflict. Maybe going for... Okay, that's probably just a way of getting a bit of spice as a tiebreaker. Do we have Chomerky, or did I dream that? We do have Chomerky. It's been so long we bought it. Alright, so Beast comes quite close, but he's got just one intrigue card left now. Can he... although if he wins that conflict, he wins the game, obviously, but... I would hope he cannot get too close to us. Is it me, or did he even forget to send in troops? So he is getting to 10. He is getting to 10. Can he get to 11 with an endgame card? Probably not. Yes, actually, with the corner of the market, that could bring him to 11, but not more. Oh, it passed on its own again. That's so annoying. I don't understand that. Oh, now we have control of all three. Grand Conspiracy, what does that do to him? Gives him 1 point, but we have Chomerky. Oh, yeah, right. So that was a very good game. I enjoyed it. As Paul, that was, I feel like, a good in-between of what he can do between still competing for conflicts and yet being very strong on the reveals and getting that those Spice Must Flows. So let's see what it does to our rank. We were top 106. Did we finally break into top 100? Probably not, but we should be quite close to it. 101! That's so close. That is so close. One more good result and we could be there. I really hope we get there. Anyways, thank you very much everyone for joining this live and for watching it afterwards. If you haven't done so already, I would really be grateful if you could like and subscribe.